There's tons of guns in Roblox Rivals and I own every single one of them. So today I'm going to be ranking them all based on how difficult they are to master. So we're going to be starting with the easiest guns to master and then we're going to be working our way up to the hardest guns to master. So be sure to stick around until the end to know the hardest guns to use in the game and also the easiest guns to use in the game. And I'm going to be separating the guns today into 3 categories: easy, medium, and extreme. Before we get started, I'm doing a giveaway for 70,000 subscribers. I'm giving away a legendary key bundle and a skin case 3. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is like and subscribe, comment your Roblox username, and watch until the end of the video. And don't click off halfway through because I can actually see whether you watch until the end or not, so stick around. Without further ado, let's get on to the easiest gun to master in Roblox Rivals. So the easiest gun to master in Roblox Rivals is obviously the assault rifle. It's the starter gun and it's the most balanced gun by far. Also, I know my gun's basically invisible right now, so I apologize for that. The bubble skin is like super fire though. I love this skin. It's so nice. But yeah, it's 20 rounds, fully automatic. I mean, there's nothing to really there's nothing that makes this gun hard to use at all. Okay, that guy just froze me and did absolutely nothing, so for that you will die. I'm sorry, little Tanqr stan. But the assault rifle, it's very, very good. I don't really know what else to say about this thing. I mean, you kind of have to have somewhat good tracking for this, but other than that, there's not really any like crazy skills you need to be good with this weapon. It's just good in pretty much anyone's hands. I mean, unless if you're like some sort of like really bad like mobile player, then maybe this gun isn't for you. Maybe it'd be better off a sniper, but overall, I think the assault rifle is definitely the best gun in the game and pretty much anyone can use it. Next up, we have the paintball gun. It's pretty much the same as the assault rifle in the way that it's like automatic 20 rounds. The only thing is that you have to have a sense of ammo capacity because it's like you only get 20 rounds for a reload. So it's harder to like use this in a way that like, okay, that guy's being weird. Yep, get out of here. He placed those jump pads right there and I just jumped through the window. No problem here. But yeah, you have to be very conservative with your ammo. You can't just go and shoot people willy-nilly. And that's the one thing that you do have to be aware of with the paintball gun. But it pretty much has all the same benefits as the assault rifle, just a little bit different. I think the paintball gun does shoot a little slower too, but the paintball gun I think also does higher damage, so that's also nice. It's basically just the assault rifle, but in my opinion almost slightly better. It's really good for 1v1s. For games like 3v3 or 4v4, it's not that great because it's like you're missing the extra ammo that the assault rifle does have. But I think overall the paintball gun's one of the best guns in the game, and I think it's a little underused. So if you have this, definitely go give it a try. It's definitely a gun worth using. Next up, we have the minigun. This is an insanely easy gun to use. The movement isn't the best on it because it does make you a little slower, but it does absolutely laser people, as you can see here. This is my favorite gun in the game. I will admit it's probably not the best gun in the game. It's up there with some of the best guns in the game, but I'd say the assault rifle is definitely slightly better for the average player. I know the minigun's just not really for everyone in the sense that like some people don't like to sacrifice their movement, and that's the only thing that's really bad about the minigun. You also have to charge it up before you start shooting, but that's not really too much of a problem either. It's easy to just like stand on a building like this and just sit and shoot people, and it's a treat to use. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think just simply for the movement aspect of this, it's slightly harder to use than all the guns previous to this. But once you get the hang of the movement aspect of this and the charge up mechanic, it's really easy to use and you can absolutely destroy people in whatever game mode you want to go into, really. So yeah, minigun, give it a try. Next up, we have the burst rifle. This probably would have been a little bit higher on the list if it wasn't for the recent nerf. It only has 15 rounds in a magazine now, which is kind of bad. I mean, I think it used to have 25, maybe. It was definitely more than 15. Maybe it was 20, I'm not too sure. But I really do love the burst rifle in the sense that like it's a fun gun to use. It's not really better than like the assault rifle exactly, but it does good damage. But a lot of people probably don't really like the burst. They prefer automatic. And burst is like a little something to get used to, especially if you've used automatics like for your entire gaming career. So that's one thing a lot of people don't like about this, just the fact that it's a burst gun and not automatic. But once you get past the burst and once you get used to it, it's actually a pretty decent weapon to use. Same thing kind of goes for the spray. A lot of people don't like it because it's a burst gun. And I used to be in the same boat in the sense that like I hate burst guns, but the more I use them and the more I get used to them, the more I kind of like them a little bit more. It's just you have to get over that hump of getting used to the burst fire. And once you get used to that, I think this thing can be a pretty solid weapon of choice. So if you have the burst rifle, I'd recommend testing it out for a little bit, maybe in some arcade matches like I'm in right now, before you actually take it into an actual game, you know? Next up, we have the sniper. This gun can be extremely good because, you know, it can one-shot head. Everybody knows it. But it only does 50 to the body, and that's kind of trashy. And you have to use this thing at longer ranges. It's hard to use it at close range. It's hard to hit the shots that you want to hit. See, it does 150 damage to the head, which is great. But it can be hard to hit your shots sometimes, especially if you're on, like, computer and you don't have that auto shoot. If you have auto shoot, though, this is easy, like the best gun in the game. I mean, come on. You can just one-tap people, like, instantly, and it's insane. But if you're on PC, it can be hard to adjust your aim to be able to hit those one taps because this thing's pretty much useless without that. Like 50 damage per shot, not very fun. And some people they suck at aiming. Some people are like okay with tracking but bad with like first shot accuracy, and that's kind of the boat that I'm in. I'm really good with automatic guns, but when it comes to like semi-automatic guns like the sniper, it's a little more difficult for me to use. And some people just aren't really good with the sniper like some other people are. I know I have a buddy, his name's Insane, and he is awesome with the sniper, but he sucks at like the assault rifle and the minigun because his aim's a little bit different than mine, right? And the sniper, it's a little harder to use than the other guns on the list, but if you can use it right, then it's insane. Next up, we have the shotgun. The shotgun's kind of similar in the way with the sniper rifle that you kind of have to be like within a certain range to be able to use this properly, and then once you're outside of that range, it's just hard to use it. So you have to be on a close range map. I think this is actually a pretty good example of that. You can get some pretty close range combat in docks. Once you're like more than like 10 feet away from the enemy, it does like 7.5 damage. I think that's like the damage per like one pellet, and it sucks. Oh, let me kill this guy real quick. Yeah, as you can see, it did 112 to the head, which is pretty crazy. So if you're close to them, you can just two-tap them, and it's not really hard to do that at all. That guy just fell off the map. Good riddance. You're bad. Oh, got that guy. But yeah, the shotgun is super crazy if you use it right, and it's kind of hard to do that because you have to be like I said, you have to be like right in their face for this thing to work. Oh, this guy's a shotgun too, and he killed me because he's better than me at the game, and I hate my life. Yeah, okay, got that guy. Yeah, the shotgun's pretty crazy. I mean, you get plenty of ammo. You get 7 rounds, and then you have to reload, but you can reload for every shot. Okay, that guy is grinding. Free kill, don't mind me. Hold on, lots of kills right here. Yep. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of playing the game and not saying much. I'm frozen. No. Kill you. I'm having too much fun here. Yeah, the shotgun, it's pretty hard to use, but it can be pretty good if you use it right. Next up, we have the grenade launcher. Now, in terms of damage, this gun kind of sucks, but in terms of movement, this thing is insane. Yeah, see, watch this. I'm just gonna hold on. I can't do it right now. As you can see, this thing, it shoots a lot faster than the RPG, and that's the only reason I didn't place the RPG any higher than this. And it does kind of decent damage with a critical hit. It does 80, so like you can two-tap them with this thing technically if you hit your critical hits, and that kind of makes it better than the RPG because it shoots a lot faster too. And they recently buffed this thing, so it's actually a lot better than it used to be, which is also pretty nice. It's basically just the RPG, but slightly better in my opinion, because you can also like do some crazy movement tricks like this. You can basically just move across the map in a second, but it's hard to learn that, and that's one thing that's kind of weird about the grenade launcher. It's really hard to learn the movement tricks on this. But with doing like actual damage, there's better options out there, but there's definitely some worse. And finally, next up, we do have the RPG. The RPG is basically just the grenade launcher, but slightly worse. In fact, I think they're like gonna add some buffs to this in the future, maybe. I'm not quite sure, because it's hard for the RPG to like compare to other guns because it's like not as good. Yeah, as you can see, you can get some kills with this thing. It's just a little harder. And with an indirect hit, like a ground hit, the splash damage does 50, when with the grenade launcher, I believe it does 60. But then direct hits are like 100, so you can also two-tap people with this thing as well, just like the grenade launcher. I think the splash damage is a little bit like low in terms of like the area where the splash damage hits the person. I feel like the explosion should be bigger is kind of the words I'm looking for. And you can do some decent movement tricks with this, but not like the grenade launcher. It's just not the same. It's just harder to use than pretty much any projectile in this game. In fact, I probably should have put the bow slightly higher than this, but there's no going back now. I already recorded it. So yeah, next up we do have the bow. The bow, it's pretty good in the right hands, but again, you have to be able to use it right because it is a projectile, so you have to aim like a little further ahead. This guy with the freeze ray is super annoying, and I hope he dies in real life. Anyway, yeah, there's a charge up mechanic on this thing too, so when you pull back the bow a little bit further, it does more damage, but it's hard to like charge it up and then be able to use it after that, especially if you miss your shot like that right there. You have to go through this entire charge charge up animation again. So I end up just spamming the bows like this, and it does the job just fine, but it's harder to use this thing with the arc and like the trajectory of the arrows. It's just harder to use in general compared to some of the other guns. But I think it can still be really, really good if you use it properly. And you also get a double jump on this, which is nice as well. And next up we have the flamethrower, and this thing's it's harder to use, not necessarily because it's bad, but you know, it's super OP in my opinion, but you have to be like right next to somebody for this thing to work. And then it's hard to make sure that like you have the right amount of gas in this thing for it to be able to kill like multiple people at once. But I think overall the flamethrower is super nice. You just have to be like super close to the person to use it. So I find myself using this thing a lot on like arena and back rooms, and pretty much anywhere you use the shotgun you can use this thing too. It's just the gas on this thing makes it a little harder to use than the shotgun in my opinion, because you have to like coordinate that a little bit more than you can with ammo on your shotgun. But I think when used properly, this thing's absolutely insane. So it is a paid weapon. It's in the heavy duty bundles, so that's one thing that's also probably a little bit sad for a lot of people, because not everybody can buy that. But you know, bro, look at these guys. What? Nah, that's weird. I don't like that. Next up we have the crossbow. The crossbow is pretty similar to the sniper in the sense that it's a very long range based gun. The thing with the crossbow is that it's a 2-shot to the head instead of a 1-shot, and I think it's either 3 or 4-shot to the body. This guy just teleported, bro. That's insane. Yeah, the crossbow, it's a little more fast paced than the sniper. The movement's faster. You can shoot a little bit faster with it too, but I think it's definitely harder to use than the sniper in a lot of different ways. Just the fact that it does a little less damage it is what it is. The crossbow's not a terrible gun to use, but I think there's some better options. It's definitely underused. I don't see people use this thing much at all, and it is decent for what it is. The crossbow kind of just has a little skill gap that you have to get over, and once you get over that, this thing can be pretty decent. The scope's pretty nice on it. With the scope you can see a lot more than you can with the sniper scope, since like the edges of the screen aren't black like they are with the sniper, but you still have to have pretty good aim to make this thing work right for you. Next up we have the energy rifle. This thing is kind of poop. I mean, it does pretty bad damage. It's like 20 damage per shot, and that's not very bueno. And the ricochet on this thing's kind of hard to control too. It used to be pretty good before they changed it on arena. On arena there used to be like a certain spot on the wall that you could shoot and you could immediately just hit the people and spawn, but after they changed that, it's a little bit different now. It's just a very hard gun to use, and people don't really buy the energy gun bundle for the energy rifle. They always buy it just for the energy pistols because they're way better. But yeah, I think this is definitely one of the hardest guns to use in the game, and it's not really that great. The unlimited ammo is nice, but aside from that, I'm just not a fan of this gun at all, really. And the hardest gun to use, in my opinion, is the gun blade, because it's hard to like shoot somebody and then get close enough to them to be able to hit them with the blade. If you're super close to the enemy, then this thing can actually work pretty nice, but that doesn't happen very often. I mean, it's just kind of disrespectful. It's a disrespectful gun. Like, does it want to be a gun or does it want to be a melee? Make up your mind. It's a unique idea for a weapon, but I'm not a fan of it at all. It's really, really hard to use. It's not great. There's better options out there. See, when you can do that, it's pretty nice, but it's just not fun. That does it for today's video. Please let me know your list in the comments below, and subscribe for more Rivals videos just like this.